When I use Mathchops with students who are trying to get to 34 or higher on the ACT Math, my main goal is to build speed and accuracy on skills that have appeared at least twice on recent tests. They need to have these skills down cold, not just so they can get related questions right, but so they get them right fast. This speed builds a time cushion that helps them relax and focus throughout the tests. The student will start with the level challenge. If they get 10 questions right before getting 3 wrong, their score will go up, and every other game on the site will get a little bit harder. The questions are a bit easy for them at first. Students like getting questions right anyway, so I think it's a nice introduction to the site because they're going to be getting a lot wrong later. But it's also a good way to make sure that students are rock solid on easy and medium material. To get 34, 35, 36, you can't afford to have any holes in your fundamentals. So the first assignment is to get the level up as high as they can. This will probably take about 15 or 20 minutes. When you meet after that first assignment, ask your student to share their screen and go to the Analyze page. Here you can see the questions they've answered. The green ones are the ones they got right. The red ones are the ones they got wrong. Yellow means they ran out of time. Early on, this will probably just be a quick review. The student gives you a tour of the ones they missed, you set goals for the week, and then you move on to something else. You may want to show your student how to use their review pages correctly. At the end of every game, they can see all the questions. I've noticed that my best students will look at a lot of explanations, not just the ones they missed, but also the ones that took them a long time. They know that answering a question in 20 seconds instead of 60 can make a huge difference. It frees them up to spend more time on hard questions. And it just lowers the general panic level, which helps them avoid small mistakes. I also encourage students to star questions they don't understand or can't answer quickly. This brings them to my attention and also saves them to a list that we can refer to throughout the process. Once the student's gotten their level up, they'll probably want to keep going, but you should direct them to category challenges instead. Category challenges are short quizzes that target specific problems and difficulty levels. If you get 6 right before getting 2 wrong, you'll beat the game and earn a green badge. I'll usually assign a certain number of badges at a specific level each week, like get 4 category challenge badges at level 31 or higher. When I let the students decide the category, they tend to do a little bit more work for me. Some weeks, you really want the student to explore, and that's where the other games come in, like Diamond Dash. There are so many questions that would actually be pretty easy for them if they just knew they existed and got reminded of them every once in a while. The problem is, the students don't know what's on the test, and you don't necessarily know what the student knows. So you have to work together to find out what the student is missing. These games will throw a wide variety of questions at them, all at the level they've achieved in the level challenge. In other weeks, you want them to master the questions that have been blocking them. One nice option is the Practice Things You've Missed quiz. As the title suggests, it picks a bunch of questions they missed and makes new versions of them with different numbers. The student can also create their own missed questions quiz by clicking Create a Quiz and selecting Missed Questions. If a student is shooting for 35 or 36, I like to share my screen and use the Tutor quiz creation tool. I can select the exam, the difficulty level, and the category. Then we can hunt for useful questions together. All of the Mathchops questions are based on skills that have appeared at least twice on real tests. So a higher scorer really needs to know how to answer all of them. When I have the questions we want, I can either start the quiz and have the student tell me what answers to enter, or assign it to them and the student can enter all the answers. If I assign it, it'll show up on their home screen. When the student has mastered the questions that are blocking them at a certain level, it's time to try the level challenge again. If they beat that, it'll unlock more category challenges and make all the other games harder too. And that's the typical routine. Play the level challenge when the level's low. When it gets hard to beat the level challenge, work on category challenges. If you need to review, practice missed or starred questions. And if you need to explore new material, use the games. In the final week or two, I like to have my students play the score predictor every day. It adapts to them in real time and gives them a score at the end. It only takes about 10 minutes. Students often get obsessed with super hard questions, but they're just as likely to miss a medium question on the real test. The score predictor covers all categories and levels of difficulty, so it's a great way to keep all of those skills fresh. If you have any questions, please email me at mike@mathchops.com.